welcome. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to do a core class, working our abdominals. Pause the button, go to the description, and please read the disclaimer for this class. And if you don't feel it's appropriate for you, maybe skip on to a different class. Otherwise, come on back. So, core class, kind of using the abdominals. I want you to think of, as we go through this class, kind of a cinching in from the sides, the front, the back, all the way in towards the spine, in towards the center. So it's kind of a bracing of the trunk of our body. And when we learn how to support the trunk, our movements become a lot more efficient and a lot safer. So we're going to work on building the strength in that core a little bit, and I'm going to give you some modifications. So hopefully there's a little something for everyone here. So we're going to start out in a pose that's called Ardha Shavasana, or constructive rest pose, just to take a few breaths to arrive. So I want you to lie on your back, and then have your knees bent, with the soles of the feet resting on the ground. The feet can be as narrow or as wide as you want. And then also, before we continue, I forgot, you're going to need 2 blocks as well. So maybe pause, go grab your props, and then come back. So as you continue to come into this Ardha Shavasana, this constructive rest pose, I want you to just extend the arms just a little bit a ways from the body, rotating the palms to face up. Maybe make any adjustment to the shoulders that you need to do. Maybe even lift the toes. And just gently set them down as you spread them, just allowing them to rest onto the mat. Maybe even thinking of releasing of the low back area. And close the eyes and just breathe in and out through the nose. Allow the breath to feel natural. Breathing from the belly all the way up to the heart center. Allow the breaths to be slow, long, and smooth. Taking just a few of these breath cycles to allow for a stillness of the body, quietness of the mind, and an awareness not only into your breath, but into your body as well. Setting an intention to maintain that awareness throughout the full practice. With each breath, maybe it goes a little bit longer, a little bit deeper than the previous, still maintaining that smooth, seamless transitions, natural feel. As you draw that attention into the body, just check in. And just notice any sensations that you might be feeling. Maybe any area that might need a little extra TLC, a little loving care. Always listen to your body and never push it beyond what it's telling you to do. Taking 3 more breaths right here. And at the end of this next exhale, let's just take a nice, comfortable, deep inhale all the way in and up. And then open up the mouth, just allow for the exhale to travel out, full and complete. And again, nice deep breath all the way in and up. As you open up the mouth to allow that exhale to travel out. then one last time, biggest breath so far as you travel it all the way in and up, belly to heart center. Open up the mouth. This time exhale and just allow for a nice beautiful sigh all the way out. Now, begin to walk the heels a little closer to the hips. Bring the arms out to a comfortable T with the palms to face up. And then heel toeing the feet out as wide as the mat. We're going to do a few windshield wipers. Just get a little movement going into the hips first. So pause here for an inhale. And exhale, gently lowering the knees to the right. Pausing just briefly at the bottom of that exhale. As you take a nice long inhale to slowly draw them back to center. And then exhale, slowly lowering them to the left. Pausing once again just at the bottom of that exhale. Inhale as they come back to center. Exhale, lowering to the right. And then inhale back to center as you exhale to the left. And then the next time you inhale back to center, you're going to exhale, draw the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around. And then maybe connect the knees, the inner thighs, the ankles, and just begin to draw some circles, doing some rotations with the hip. Might even feel a nice little massage to the sacrum, that area of the back of the hips, maybe even the low back a little bit. And then reversing the direction of the circles. As you now come into stillness, we're going to lower the sole of the left foot down to the ground. Extend the right leg straight up to the sky. Now, take the hands to the backs of that right thigh, and then just draw some circles with that right ankle. Reversing the direction of the circles. And then add a little point and flex. And then begin to gently press up through the heel, just to get a little stretch to the back of the right leg as you extend the left leg long out onto the mat. Now keep that left extended leg somewhat active, so the left knee, the left toes are pointing up to the sky. And then we're going to begin to activate the core. So I want you to think of kind of drawing the belly button in and up, or cinching, maybe in all four directions, lower abdominals kind of in towards the spine. As we now begin to lift the sternum, try not to round the spine too much, but I want you to lift hard up towards that right knee. Core becomes a little more active. Try not to allow the shoulders to drop to the ears, but keep them drawing down. And then reaching the arms forward. We're going to pause for an inhale. On our exhale, can you lift a little higher? Maybe hover that left heel above the ground. Pausing for another inhale. Exhale, maybe lift a little higher. Heart draws towards the right knee. Pausing for one last inhale. As we exhale, lifting just a little bit higher. Reaching forward with those fingertips. Taking one last inhale here. Exhale, slowly lower down. Draw that right knee in. Take the right arm out to the side, palm face up. Take a deep inhale there. And then just exhale, gently draw the right knee towards the left, coming into a nice gentle little twist. Don't make the twist very deep, but just kind of allow the body to tell you how far to go. Using the space of the inhales and the softening or maybe deepening of the exhales. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths right here. On the next inhale, as that right knee comes back to center, lower the sole of the right foot as you bring the left foot to join it. Drawing the left knee in, extending the left leg straight up to the sky, bringing the hands to clasp behind the back of that left thigh. And let's just start those circles, going with that left ankle, going in whatever direction you choose. And then reversing the direction of those circles. And you now do a little point and flex, pressing up through the heel, pressing up through the toes. And then pause briefly, gently pressing up through the heel. Just get that stretch along the back of that left leg as you extend the right leg long out onto the mat. So once again, keeping that right leg somewhat active, pressing out through that right heel as the right knee and the toes point up to the sky. And now, begin to engage that core as you lift the heart up towards that left knee. Try not to round the spine too much, but think of a lifting of the heart, the sternum towards the knee. Now extending the arms towards the right toes. Pause for an inhale. And then exhale, lifting a little higher. Maybe hovering that right heel above the ground. Taking another inhale here. To exhale, maybe lifting a little higher. One last inhale. As you exhale, lifting just a little bit higher. Pause for one last inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. Draw that left knee in. Bring the left arm to the side, palm face up. Deep inhale. And then exhale, crossing that left knee to the right, coming into your spinal twist. Adding a few long, slow, deep breaths right here. On the next inhale, slowly draw that left knee back up to center. Release the sole of the left foot and then bring the right foot to join it. As you now begin to draw the knees back into the chest. And then just rock yourself a little side to side. So our next little pose we're going to be coming into is called eagle abs. I'm going to talk you through it, give you a few little options. So as you lower the soles of the feet down to the ground, feet hip distance apart, you're going to take the right knee and stack it on top of the left. Now, this kind of might be where you're at. And then I want you to draw the knees towards the chest. Now, maybe you'll wrap the top of the right foot behind the left calf. And then you're going to take the left arm, cross it over the right, take a bend in the elbows, maybe bring the backs of the hands together or make maybe the palms together. So coming into eagle arms, kind of drawing the elbows just in line with the shoulders. And now what we're going to do, we're going to inhale, once again, to draw the elbows to the knees. As you exhale, you're going to lengthen, drawing the fingertips and the toes in opposite directions. Inhale, elbows to knees as you begin to round. Exhale as you lengthen. Inhale as you round. Exhale as you lengthen. Option to stop right there or two more. Inhale to round. Exhale to lengthen. One last time, inhaling to round. Exhale to lengthen. And then come back to center. Unwind. Releasing the feet back to those windshield wipers. Arms to that T. And then just go a little side to side. Slow the breath down. So you've got that option of doing it 3 times or maybe extending it to 5. And then as you bring the knees back to center, we're going to take the left knee and stack it on top of the right. Now draw the knees towards the chest. And then maybe that top of that left foot crosses underneath that right calf. This side might feel completely different. This time I'm going to take the right arm and cross it on top of the left. Take a bend of the elbows to the backs of the hands or maybe the palms together, coming into the eagle arms. We're going to inhale, elbows to knee. Exhale, extend and lengthen. Inhale, elbows to knees. Exhale, extend and lengthen. Inhale, elbows to knees. Exhale, extend and lengthen. Option to stop right there. Or 2 more times. And then one last time. And then release. Come back to windshield wipers. Side to side. Slow the breath down. then the next time that the knees lower off to the left. Inhale them back to center as you exhale, knees to chest. Pause right here, release the low back, and rock a little side to side. So we bring the hands to the backs of the thighs, begin to do some spinal rolls forwards and back. If your body does not like that, just roll off to a side and you're going to press yourself up to seated. And we're going to come to seated, drawing the knees in. And I want you to bring the feet hip distance apart. I'll back up here just a little bit so you can see me. You're going to bring the hands to the shins. Now, if you feel like you're sitting back onto your sit bone, maybe grab a blanket and sit on top so that you can kind of shift just a little bit more to the front edge of the sit bones. So we want to keep the spine nice and long. Almost think of reaching forward with the heart, opening up the chest. Shoulders are dropping down. We're going to come into some little dynamic twisting. I want you to make it nice and gentle from side to side, maybe increasing the rotation a little bit more. But we want that core active. We want the spine nice and long. We're going to be twisting with the upper part from the rib cage up, so the lower core, the pelvis, pretty much stay in line with each other. Now we're going to inhale as the arms reach forward and up. We're going to exhale as the left arm reaches forward, right arm back, open, twist right. Draw the shoulders down, gaze over the left index finger, and then gently reaching equal but opposing actions with the fingertips. Let's inhale as the arms reach all the way up. Exhale now, open, twist left. Same thing on this side. Allow the shoulders to draw down, gazing over the right index finger. Inhale as we slowly reach and rise. Exhale, open, twist right. Inhale to reach and rise. Exhale, open, twist left. One more time on each side. Inhale as we reach and rise. Exhale, open, twist right. And then inhale to reach and rise with our last open twist left. And then inhale as the arms reach all the way up. Exhale, release the hands back to the shins. Walk those heels in towards the hips. Wrap the arms around. Give yourself a big old hug, releasing the chin down to the chest. And then rock yourself just a little bit side to side. Taking just a few breaths right here, getting a little stretch to the back of the neck, maybe even allowing those shoulder blades to kind of spread away from the spine and wrap just a little bit further around the front of the ribs. Slowly return the head back up onto the shoulder, release, and we're going to set up for a tabletop position. So just begin to stack the wrists directly underneath the shoulders and knees directly underneath the hips. So we're going to get a little bit of core work right here, but I want you to find the integrity of the shoulder joint. We don't want to collapse into the shoulder. So as you spread the fingers comfortably wide, wrist creases in line with the front edge of the mat, begin to gently press the mat away, just a little bit to feel a little lifting of the shoulders. And then almost as if you're energetically drawing the palms together. And I don't want you to think of tension. I want you to think just more of support. Just that gentle little stability in the shoulder with the gaze straight down. Now we're going to curl the toes under. We're going to do some cat-cows with a little knee lift. So we're going to inhale. Think of drawing the sternum forwards and up. The sit bones are going to lift. The belly's going to naturally drop. Maybe a light lifting of the chin as you gaze forward. And then exhale as you press the mat away. Begin to lead with the tailbone as you round the spine, spreading the shoulder blades, chin and tailbone tuck. And then here, begin to lift the knees. Lower the knees down, continue through cow pose. Exhaling into cat as you pause to lift the knees to hover. And then one last time, let's inhale as we come into cow. Exhaling into cat, finishing up with that hovering of the knees. And then slowly lower the knees down, uncurl the toes. And begin to extend the right leg straight back behind you. Let's start by pressing the ball of the foot into the ground, into the mat, and then shift a little forwards and a little bit back. Getting just a little bit more of a dynamic stretch just into the toes, the sole of the foot, the back of the right leg. And then coming into stillness. Begin to lift the right leg parallel to the ground. Now keep the pelvis squared to the mat. Press back through that right heel. Press the ground away with the right palm as we reach the left arm forward, coming into a spinal balance. You might feel the core turning on just a little bit more. So we're going to be doing some cats with this, drawing our left elbow to the right knee. So pause here for an inhale. And then exhale, press the mat away as you round the spine, drawing the left elbow to the right knee. Inhale as you slowly lengthen and straighten. Exhale, elbow, knee. Inhale to lengthen and straighten. Exhale, elbow, knee. Option to stop right there, come back to tabletop, or two more. Inhale as you lengthen and straighten. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more. Inhale one last time to lengthen and straighten. Exhale, elbow, knee. And then as we lengthen and straighten, exhale, release yourself to tabletop position. And let's just go through 2 cat-cows right here on your own. As you return yourself to that tabletop position, extending the left leg straight back. Now press the ball of the foot into the mat, and then shift a little forwards and back. Now just getting that dynamic stretch into the left toes, the sole of the foot. Remembering the integrity of the shoulder joint by gently pressing the mat away. And then begin to lift the left leg parallel to the ground, keeping the pelvis square. This time we're pressing the mat away with the left palm as the right arm reaches forward. Now I want you to find the length. As you reach forward with the right fingertips, press back through that left heel. Pause here for an inhale. Exhale, press the mat away, round the spine, draw the right elbow to the left knee. Inhale to lengthen and straighten. Exhale, slowly knee to elbow. Inhale as you lengthen and straighten. Exhale, knee to elbow. One last time as we inhale, lengthen and straighten. Exhale, knee to elbow. And then inhale, come back to that spinal balance. Exhale, return yourself back to your tabletop position. Doing 2 more cat-cows right here. As we return ourselves to tabletop, we're going to do a little side plank. So we're going to start out with a modified side plank. As we kickstand the right foot out to the side, extend the left leg straight back. This is going to work into our side oblique muscles. Now press the mat away with the right palm as we open the body to the left. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Now this might be right where you stay. I want you to feel the engagement, a little bit of a stretch with that left oblique, but we're kind of contracting that right one right there. Now if you want to take it a little further, we're going to come into a full side plank. As you maybe shoot the right foot forward, cross the right ankle over the left. Now stacking that right shoulder over that right wrist, press the mat away, reach up through those left fingertips. Core is active, kind of lifting out of that right hip. Pause here just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wherever you're at, go ahead and unwind back to your tabletop or a plank pose. From plank, lower the knees down, and let's just go through 2 more cat-cows right here. All right, well, we're heading to a child's pose pretty soon, right after this next side. So from tabletop, kickstanding the left foot out to the side as you extend the right leg straight back. Open the body to the right, reach up through those right fingertips and press the mat away with that left palm. You may want to just stay right here. We got a little work going on right there. If you want to increase it though, take the left foot, shoot it forward, and then take the left ankle, cross it over the right. Pressing the mat away, lift out of that left shoulder, send that energy up through the right fingertips, and can you lift that left hip? Pausing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 to go ahead and slowly unwind. As you lower the knees back down, if you were in full plank, let's bring the knees wide. Bring the big toes to touch. Begin to sit the hips back to the heels. Coming into a child's pose. Just release the forearms, the elbows. down, allow the forehead to relax as the body kind of melts down in between the knees. Take a few breaths right here. Slow the breath down, maybe breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, a little cooling. From child's pose, come into an extended child's pose as you walk the palms a little further forward. Lifting the forearms, lifting the elbows, bring the upper arms in line with the ears. And now we're going to stretch out the muscles we kind of just worked. So pause here for an inhale. Exhale as you walk the palms to the right, getting that stretch into the whole left side of the body. Maybe reaching the right arm back behind you, taking a few breaths, not only into the left ribs, but also the left side oblique muscles. As we reach that right arm forward, travel the hands back onto the mat as they now begin to move to the left, shifting that right hip ever so slightly back, maybe reaching that left arm back behind you, and now take some breaths into the right side ribs, those right side obliques. Nice, long, smooth breaths. As that left arm reaches forward, palms return back onto the mat, spreading the fingers comfortably wide, palms kind of shoulder width apart. We're going to shift into a downward facing dog, but I want you to find the foundation of the palms. So, root down to the full length of the fingers. A little more emphasis at the mound of the index finger, mound of the thumb. Now try not to roll to the outer edge of the palms as we shift those hips forward, curl the toes under, and then exhale, send the hips up and back to a downward facing dog. And just begin to pedal the dog out, taking it for a nice little walk today. Maybe shifting the hips a little side to side. Keep the head and the neck just nice and relaxed, and feet are hip distance apart. As you return to a still downward facing dog, take a slight bend into the knees. And then begin to press the mat away. I want you to feel lifting the shoulders away from the wrists. And that core is still active here in this downward facing dog. So move the hips up and away from the shoulders. Really find a beautiful length into the spine. We're going to inhale as we shift forward into high plank pose, shifting the shoulders over the wrists. Now draw the heart forward, core is active. Hips are in line. Press back through the heels. Pressing the mat away. Finding the integrity of the shoulder joint by ever so slightly engaging those palms towards each other. Pause here for an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to add on a little bit of a challenge. So we're going to inhale once again, find your high plank pose. Now begin to lift the right toes to hover. Pausing here just for a count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those right toes down, lower the knees, hips back to heels, extended child's pose. Pausing for a few breaths right here. On the next inhale, as you shift forward, exhale, downward facing dog, second side. So we're going to inhale as we shift forward. Once again, find your high plank pose. As the left toes hover. We're going to pause here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those toes down. Lower the knees wide. This time, big toes a touch. Hips to heels, arms reach back behind with the palms face up next to the soles of the feet. Releasing the forehead, allowing the shoulders to round forward. And let's just stay here for 5 breaths. Deep breath in through the nose, through Through the mouth, exhale, and just sigh it out. Reaching the palms forward. Let's come into a tabletop position. And we're going to take our two blocks. We're going to place them shoulder width apart, lengthwise. We're going to do a little walk the plank. So this is core work, but it's also strengthening for the outer hip stabilizing muscles. I'm going to show you a couple of variations. So the first one is to come into a modified plank with the knees lowered. What you're going to do is you're going to lift the left knee, you're going to draw it towards that left elbow, plant the sole of the foot. Now the foot might go all the way up, it might be back here. It does not matter. I want you to use the core. The hips stay exactly as they are, so I'll do that one more time. I'm lifting the left knee, I'm drawing it towards my left elbow, plant the sole of the foot. Lift to hover, and return it back. So we're using the core to stabilize ourselves as we move the hips. And then that right knee would lift, drawing it to the right elbow, planting the sole of the foot, lift that hip, return it back. Now, if you want to add a little extra challenge to it, you're going to curl the toes under, you're going to lift yourself to a high plank pose. Now find that plank. What you're going to do is lift the left toes, draw the left knee to the left elbow, plant the sole of the foot, lift, extend it back. Lifting the sole of the right foot, draw the right foot forward, plant the sole of the foot, lift to hover, extend it back. And I want you to do 2 more times, whether the knees are lowered or whether you are in full plank on each side. Once you have finished, lower the knees down, place the blocks off to the side. Come back to your child's pose. Maybe once again reaching those arms back just to allow the shoulders to relax, recover. Coming back to at least 5 more breaths in child's pose. Deep breath in through the nose as you open up the mouth. Exhale and sigh it out. All right, let's return ourselves back to our active child's pose as we slowly come back to our downward facing dog. From down dog, let's just slowly walk the feet up to meet the hands, taking a generous bend into the knees to allow the torso to connect to the thighs and the spine to be nice and long. And then from here, relax the neck, relax the head. Maybe grab opposite elbow, sway a little side to side. As you release the fingertips down underneath the shoulders, let's inhale as we half lift. Exhale as we forward fold. And then sit the hips back at the heels, reach the arms out to the side. So legs and core as we slowly rise with a long spine all the way up. Maybe fingertips touch, exhaling, hands to heart mountain pose. All right, we're going to add a little balance. So we're going to need that core for that balance as well. We're going to do a few half sun salutations. So let's inhale as we sweep the arms out and up. We're going to exhale, draw the elbows out to the side. Now I want you to lift the heart, lift up and out of the low back. The core is active. Take an inhale here to lengthen and straighten. Exhale, begin to bend to the knees, hinge the hips as we forward fold. Legs and core once again as we lower. Inhale as we half lift, heart draws forward, gaze remains down. Exhale as you forward fold. And then inhale as you reach and rise. So once again, legs and core as we rise up. Exhaling, hands to heart, Samasthiti. Let's add on. So inhale as we reach and rise. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale as we half lift. Exhale as we forward fold. And then inhale to reach and rise all the way up. This time, pause right here. Lift the left heel. Lift the right heel. Keep the hips over the heels. Core becomes more active. reaching up through the fingertips. Then find the stability rooting down into the big toes, that little extra balance with the pinky toes. Belly draws in and up, lengthening both sides of the body on an inhale. Exhale, hands to heart, heels to mat. All right, let's do it one more time, just continuous movement. Inhale as we sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale as we lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale to reach and rise. This time, can you lift both heels? Find the balance. Find the drishti. Find the gaze. Find the strength and the steadiness. Don't forget the breath and add a little smile as we inhale just a little bit more length. Exhale, hands to heart, heels to mat. And if you're not at the top of the mat, go ahead and move yourself there. And I want you to just close your eyes and take 3 breaths right here in your mountain pose. Adding another inhale here. As we open up the mouth to exhale it out. All right, blink the eyes open. Bring the big toes a touch, slight space between the heels or feet hip distance apart, setting up for our chair pose. So pause here with hands at heart for an inhale. As we exhale, sitting back into that chair. Now shifting the weight a little bit more into the heels, lifting the toes, and then feel the 4 corners of the feet as you spread the toes and set them back down. Now, engage that core once again. And the tailbone is kind of drawing down a diagonal. Feel the length into the spine as you gently press into the palms. And then inhale as the arms reach forward. Maybe sitting the hips a little closer to the heels. We're going to do a few little open twists. So pause here for an inhale. And then exhale, draw the right arm back, almost like bow and arrow, open twist right. So you're going to feel that lower core active, twisting with the upper part of the spine. Gazing over the left index finger as we inhale the right arm forward. Exhale, bow and arrow, left arm back, open twist left. Let's inhale as the left arm reaches forward. Exhale, right arm back, open twist right. Inhale as that right arm reaches forward. Exhale, left arm back, open twist left. And then inhale as the left arm reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Let's inhale as we half lift. Exhale as we forward fold, plant the fingertips. Can you step yourself back to a downward facing dog? From down dog, we're going to inhale. Right leg reaches up and back. Now keep the pelvis square or high in the ball of the left foot. And do not collapse into the shoulder joint. Press that mat away. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, draw the knee in towards the nose. Shift the shoulders over the wrist. Now reach the heart forward. Press the mat away, dome that space between the shoulder blades. And can you engage the core to lift the hips a little higher? Let's inhale as we lengthen and straighten. And then exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale to lengthen and straighten. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, plank twist. Inhale as you lengthen and straighten. And then exhale, this time step the right foot through. If it doesn't make it, set it down, grab onto the back of the calf and help it all the way up. And we're going to heel to the right foot center, lower the left heel down, coming into a warrior 2. So reach the right arm back, reach the left arm forward, press into the feet, slowly wiggle the arms up and over. And then make any adjustment to the feet. With that front heel back arch alignment, the back heel slightly behind the pinky toe. And then begin to bend and straighten. Allow the shoulders to soften. And once again, we're kind of gazing over that right middle finger. Equal but opposing actions as we reach. Now begin to sink into that right thigh, come into your warrior 2. Feel the outer edge of the back foot connecting in. And then gently connect into the heels, pressing in, equal but opposing actions. We're going to flip the right palm. We're going to inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale as you soften or deepen. Take an inhale now to straighten the right leg. Exhale, arms to parallel for triangle pose. And maybe shorten the stance a little bit. Be where you are. Otherwise, pause here for an inhale. As you exhale, hinging at that right hip, lowering the right hand down, left arm up, find that triangle pose. Now, we've got both sides of the core working on our obliques here. So keep the torso nice and long. And breathe. Pause here for another inhale. Exhale, wrap the right arm back behind you. Back of the hand to the sacrum. Maybe you find that right hip crease with the left fingertips. As you inhale the heart forward, exhale, left shoulder opens back. Now find the support of the legs, the support of the core. You've got an option to take the right hand to the heart. If you want to add a little bit more, reach the left arm back up to the sky. Reach the left arm forward. Reach the right arm forward. Pause right here. Find the strength of the core. You're going to feel those left side obliques turning on just a little bit more. Pause for an inhale. And then exhale, slowly float all the way up. Exhale, warrior two. Pause the inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, frame the front foot, high the ball the back foot to the runner's lunge as you step the right foot to meet the left into a downward facing dog. And I want you to pause there for at least 3 breaths with an option to lower down to a child's pose. All right, on the next inhale, we're going to reach the left leg up and back. And then exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over the wrist. And draw the heart forward, press that mat away, and use that core to lift those hips. Inhale as we lengthen and straighten. And then exhale, left knee, left elbow. Heart draws forward. Inhale as you lengthen and straighten. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, plank twist. Inhale to lengthen and straighten. And then exhale to step through. Heel toe in that left foot center, lowering the right heel down. Find that warrior two stance. Left heel, back arch alignment. As you reach the right arm forward and windmill yourself all the way up, finding your warrior two. Maybe bend and straighten that left knee just a little bit. And then gazing over the left middle finger. I'm even feeling a little winded myself here. All right, you're going to find your warrior two. Feel the outer edge of the back foot connecting in. If you're collapsing the inner arch, shorten the stance a little bit. Can you soften the shoulders? And then just allow that left knee to kind of track in line with that second toe. The heels are gently connecting in for that support as we flip the left palm to inhale, reverse that warrior. Exhale, soften or option to deepen. On the next inhale, straightenish that front leg, arms. Exhale, arms to parallel. Maybe adjust the stance or pause for an inhale. As you exhale, hinging at that left hip, lowering the left arm down, right arm up to the sky, finding that support of the core as you lengthen the torso. Keep the neck in line with the spine, gaze wherever it's comfortable. Pause here for an inhale. Exhale, wrapping the right arm back behind you. To inhale as you draw the heart forward, exhale, maybe open that right shoulder back just a little bit more. Now option to take the left hand to the heart. Or reach the right arm back up to the sky, a little extra work. As the right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches forward, pause right here. And then slowly rise all the way up. Return yourself back to your warrior two. Flip the left palm, inhale to reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands. Come back to that runner's lunge. And using the core to step the left foot to meet the right into a downward facing dog. Lower the knees down, bring the big toes a touch. Let's come into a child's pose. Breathing in through the nose, maybe out through the mouth for a little cooling. Come back to the long, slow, deep breaths. Returning back to your center, back to your breath. Deep breath in through the nose. Through the mouth. Exhale and sigh it out. All right. Let's return ourselves this time to a tabletop position. So we're going to come into a forearm plank. You got the option to skip this, or just come onto your back if you're pretty much done. But otherwise, if you want to add just a little bit more, we're going to lower down onto our forearms. Now you've got an option to keep the forearms kind of in that 11 shape in line with the shoulders. I actually like to clasp my hands, bringing my right pinky finger to the inside of my left. It's a little bit more comfortable. Now, what I want you to do is press the forearms into the mat. I want you to lift out of the shoulders. Now, maybe walk the knees back a little bit further, kind of coming to where the shoulders are right over those elbows. So we got a core activation right here. There's a little bit of work going on right here. This is going to be the modified forearm plank. Now, keep the gaze straight down, the neck in line with the spine. Little extra challenge. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees, press back through the heels. Core is lifted. Now try not to collapse on the low back, but keep those hips kind of in line with the shoulders. The gaze straight down. Crown of the head draws to the front of the mat. The heels are pressing back. And we're just going to hold this here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To lower the knees down, lower the hips, bring the elbows out to the side, stack the backs of the hands, releasing the forehead onto those backs as we bend the knees, and then windshield wiper them a little side to side. All right, come back to stillness. We're going to return ourselves back to that forearm plank. So either knees lowered or the big toes curled under. As you lift the knees, you lift the hips. Pressing the mat away with the forearms, hearts gently drawing forward, gaze is straight down, pressing back through the heels, and that core is active to keep those hips lifted ever so slightly so that you're not collapsing into the low back. And we're going to hold this here just for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time lower the knees, come onto the palms, walk the hips back to the heels, return yourself back to your child's pose. This time reaching the arms back behind you, palms face up next to soles of the feet, with the forehead resting, allowing the shoulders to just round forward, maybe do some movements with the wrists, the fingers, maybe even rocking the head just a little side to side. Allow the breath to return to a nice, long, slow, smooth breath. And let's add a nice long inhale here through the nose. As you open up the mouth, exhale and just sigh it out. Draw the palms forward. Bring yourself to sitting upright. Bring the lower legs out to the side. And we're going to come down to a cool down as we lower down onto our backs. So if you still want a little extra core work, you can reach the arms forward. Use the stickiness of the mat to draw the heels back. Hearts drawing forward, core active. Slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. If you are done, grab onto the backs of the thighs, round the spine, and lower down all the way. And then how lightly can you lower down the shoulders, back of the head, Once you are down, draw the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around to give yourself a hug. Job well done, rocking a little side to side. Now let's just come into a figure four. So lower the soles of the feet down, feet hip distance apart, and take the outer edge of the right foot to the left thigh. And then begin to lift the left sole of the foot, drawing the left knee in towards the chest. Now, maybe from here, you might want to just stay. Or if it's available to you, take the right arm, thread it through, grab onto the back of the left thigh, and just allow for a little encouragement of that inner right thigh away and the forearms or the elbows. Use the exhales for that softening, that deepening. Maybe close the eyes and just draw your attention into where you feel the sensation, the stretch. And allow the exhales to do their magic. Slowly lower the sole of the left foot, uncross the right foot from the left thigh, and then switch sides. Take the outer edge of the left foot, bring it to the right thigh. Begin to lift the sole of the right foot, and then if it's for you, maybe thread through, grab onto the right, back of the right thigh, and then pause for a few more breaths now, just getting a stretch into the outside of that left hip, or wherever you're feeling those sensations. You slowly lower the sole of the right foot back down to the mat, uncrossing the left foot from that right thigh. Now let's come into a final twist. We're going to do some windshield wiper twists. So, walk the heels into the hips, walk the feet out as wide as the mat, bring the arms to the T, palms face up. Deep inhale, exhale, lowering the knees to the right. We're going to pause on that side. Take a gentle flex into the ankles. And if you're feeling anything in the low back, maybe think of shortening the gap between the pelvis and the ribs. Maybe the left arm reaches overhead. Be where you are. Find that place where you can just relax and let go. That place that just feels good. Relaxing the jaw, softening the muscles of the face, shoulders relaxing, beautiful passive spinal twist. If you have the left arm reaching overhead, return that left arm to that comfortable T. As you inhale, knees back to center. Slowly exhale, lowering the knees to the left. Finding that gentle flex into the ankles on this side. Maybe that right arm reaches overhead. Maybe that right arm just stays to that T. And then find that place where the body is just craving. If the right arm is reaching overhead, return that right arm to that comfortable T. As you inhale, the knees back to center. Exhale, knees to chest. Pausing right here. Let's just come into a little happy baby pose. Opening the knees out to the side. Release the soles of the feet up to the sky. So tops of the thighs draw down towards the mat. Maybe grabbing on to the backs of the thighs. Maybe the inner ankles. Maybe the big toes. Outer edges of the feet. Try not to round the spine, but allow the full length of the body or the torso to release down onto the ground. Maybe even shoulder blades connecting into the mat. Maybe even straightening one leg out to the side at a time. Or just gently rocking yourself a little side to side. And then finding your still happy baby for a breath or two. Allowing the knees to release together. Releasing the soles of the feet down to the ground. Begin to set up your final resting pose, Shavasana. Maybe extending the legs long. Adjusting the shoulders, releasing the arms just a little bit away from the body, with the palms to face up. If there is a different Shavasana that you prefer, by all means, please go ahead and do that. Otherwise, settle in. Maybe do a little wiggle to find that place where you can just kind of settle the body. Closing the eyes. Coming back to the gentle. Breathing in and out through the nose. Relaxing the forehead. Relaxing the jaw. Softening every muscle in the face. Coming back to that awareness of the body and notice. If there's any tension you're still holding on to, take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale out through the mouth, release, relax, let go of the effort, let go of the practice. Settle into your Shavasana. We'll be here for a few minutes. If you want to spend longer, pause the video right now. And as long as you want in your Shavasana. Otherwise, make little movements with the fingers and the toes. Wrists, the ankles. A little gentle turning of the head to the left and to the right. Begin to reach the arms overhead. Come to a full body stretch. Reaching long through the toes, long through the fingers. Take a deep breath in through the nose and through the mouth. Exhale to sigh it all out. Draw the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around. Give yourself one last hug. Maybe rocking side to side or roll over to a favorite side and pause for a breath or two in a fetal position. Whenever you're ready, very slowly, very mindfully, option to keep those eyes closed or soft gaze, to press yourself up to your version of your comfortable seated pose. Let's bring the palms together. The thumbs at the heart. Releasing the chin down towards the chest. As the shoulders relax down away from the ears. A little smile to the inside and the out. Taking just a moment right here to notice any shift in the feeling of the body. Maybe a shift in the mindset. Thank you for joining me and allowing me to guide you in this practice today. The Spirit in me acknowledges and honors the Spirit in you. From my heart to yours. Namaste.